and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and where you can always come to us first to quench your reality thirst. I am your girl Lana, your resident diva, your resident evil diva, that is, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because I loves me some tea. Her. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just finishing off my bottle of water here because hydration is important. And I didn't really want to grab anything else to drink. So that's what I've been doing, finish off my water. But if I was drinking something else, I would probably be drinking it out of my cup mug. And you know what? You can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com or any of our other cup merch. You can get all of that there at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically in the US. So there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, Squid Games World, all of you, all over the world, everybody, because you can all get one. And that's what you can do, you know? Yeah. Also, while you're here, if you're here and you enjoy my little intro, that's cute and all, jump in and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the follows, the shares, and all the things to say you support us. And we appreciate all of the support because we appreciate it and we need it and we love it. And so, we support you if you support us. So thanks. And if you are a fan of all things drag, we do have a channel for that. Go over to the Cup Pod at the Cup Pod, and that's our main channel. And we talk all things drag over there. So if you want to talk drag race, we got that for you if you are a fan of that. Or if you are a fan of Eurovision, we got a whole new channel for that, our brand new channel, the Cup ESC. Go over there and subscribe and do all the things over there to show your support, and we appreciate you. So it's just me today. It's just me, nobody else but me. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I kind of like kicking with y'all. You know what I mean? I like it just being me, talking to you guys, giving you my thoughts. And then you can go in the comments and tell me what you think. And then I will reply back to what you say. If you send me comments, I'll send you comments and I'll reply back, and we can keep back and forth. That's kind of cute. So do that. If you agree with some of the statements that I make, if you don't agree with the statements I make, let it be known in the comments below, and I'll reply, and we can have a kiki. Per. So we're talking Squid Games. Is Squid Games episode 6 through episode 9. We're almost done. The finale is next week. Well, shoot, the finale is tomorrow. From the recording, the finale is tomorrow. So I want to get this out before the finale drops. So let's do this. Let's dive right in. You all will see me looking off because I have my notes, because of course I want to give you all the as informed as possible. So we are going to start with episode 1 and episode 6, that is, but starting off with episode 6, sorry. And that is marbles. We left off with them learning that they had to play marbles, and they had picked their partners from the picnic baskets and all that stuff. And they had to play marbles. And the players had to decide what game they were going to play. You can pick any game. You can make up a game, do whatever you need to do. But you had to play a game to determine who was going to win marbles. And at this point, half the players were going to be eliminated because there was a winner and a loser in each pair. So half the people were going to be eliminated. And so this was interesting because I don't know if you all caught our last program when we talked about Squid Games. I was saying that I didn't watch the original Squid Games, so I didn't know what this whole thing entailed. And so this was interesting to see people deciding, first of all, who their partners were going to be. They didn't know at the time that it was going to be marbles, but they didn't, and they picked their partners. And then once they found out it was marbles, what their challenge, how they were going to come up with what they were going to do. So we saw different variations of games happening. We saw people making targets and like darts and marbles were thrown, and whoever got the most points win. We saw people getting a bucket or some kind of thing, and they had to talk. They were tossing marbles, and whoever got the most marbles in there won. We saw people making circles, and each circle represented points, and so they could try to go for the furthest points or the closest points. We saw different variations. We also saw some people like, we're gonna wait to the very last minute and throw at the wall, and whoever gets their marble the closest to the wall wins. That sort of thing. Just different variations of games with marbles. And for me, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Not only do you have the stress of picking your partner and then realizing that this person that you picked is now the person you're going to play against, which some people pick their best friends, people pick their moms, and like very close allies in this game. And now they had to take each other out. So it was kind of, this kind of sucks. And then you had to come up with a game, figure out how you were going to win and make the determination. And it had to be, consensus and unanimous between the both of you. And it was interesting. We lost a lot of really, really good players in this game. A lot of players who we've, over the last 5 episodes, we've come to either appreciate, love, hate, just very big personalities. We ended up losing a lot of big personalities in this round. It was crazy. We lost 299, Felicia, who just made that big move in the Jack in the Box game. She lost to her friend, her really good close friend Ashley. In that we lost Jada. It was just kind of bad. We lost Leanne. We lost Leanne to her son, Trey. Trey ended up taking out Leanne, which was like, and we ended up losing a lot. I'm going to go down a list of numbers of who I remember. We lost 337, 339, 404, 361, 83, 87, 209, 382, 179. We lost 183, who got rid of Dash. So kind of me was like, that's good. You can go because you got rid of Dash. So you can go. 334, 340, 344. Then we ended up losing 065 and 399, who were actually playing against each other. 399 and 365 were playing against each other. Now, I was upset because he was so disrespectful and so like the microaggressions and the aggressions that he was pouring out over this girl was ridiculous. The gaslighting, like she was like, okay, at first she didn't really want to do a throwing game because she was like, I don't want to do a throwing game because I don't, that's not something I would want to do. And he was like, well, that's the only game I want to play. And she was like, that's the only one. Like, you won't compromise for anything. And he was like, I only want to do a throwing game. And so she's kind of like trying to figure out what else they could do. And she's giving suggestions. And he's like, no. And then he starts talking about don't raise your voice at me. She never raised her voice. She was just like, come on. Like, we really need to, we need to figure this out. He was like, don't raise your voice at me. And she was like, I didn't raise my voice. I'm just saying we have to. He was such a douchebag. I'm just going to say it. He was such 069. You are a douchebag. You are the worst type of person. You are horrible. And not only are you stubborn and unwilling to move, and I get it, it's the game, and $4.56 million is a lot of money. But he was just a douche for no reason. And like she was like, we're gonna lose if we don't figure this out, if we don't, come up with something. She's like, you're gonna lose because you won't compromise. And she's like, I'm giving all these different answers and you're shutting down. You're not compromising. He was like, you're not doing it. You're I don't want to fight with a brick wall. She was like, you are the brick wall. And I'm like, yes. Like, No other game would do. Nothing you were not willing to compromise for any other game besides the throwing game. It was kind of ridiculous. It was like, you're such a douche. You're such a douchebag. I didn't like it. And then when it gets down to like a minute, she's like, okay, fine. Let's do a throwing game. Let's do it. Let's do what you want. Just go start. Let's try to get it. As many we can do wins. Da da da. So they do it. And she throws. And they're doing it. And she makes her first one in first. And he's still throwing. And so at the last second, he throws one in and it makes it in. And so time runs out. Game's over. And they're like, how do we decide who wins this? Because we both, how do we decide? So she was like, I mean, I feel like the fairest thing to do is whoever got theirs in first. And he's like, I'm just not going to give it to you. And she's like, but that's the fairest thing. We both got one in, but I got mine in first. I was like, girl, you should have put that in there in the clause. Like, we will throw, and if whoever gets theirs, if it's a tie, whoever gets theirs in first wins. But he was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not just gonna give you the win. And I'm like, either you give her the win and one of y'all go on, or both of y'all lose, and but you lose in either way. You lose in either way. And he did not. He just let them both die. So we lost 069, 65, and 399. I feel really bad for 399 because in that moment she was so gaslit, and so he was trying to gaslight her and trying to manipulate her, and the microaggressions and the aggressions that he was throwing out was just disgusting. But whatever. He's gone now too. So they're gone, unfortunately, for 399. I feel bad for her. But we lose all those people, and we go down to 31 people after that. And it's like, oh, well. And the money goes to $4.25 million. There we go. So after they get back to the dorms, everybody is like, ooh, this is crazy. They're trying to relax, trying to celebrate, just enjoying. And they were then told that they had to pick a captain for the next game. And so TJ, he watched the guards come in. As soon as the guards came in, he was like, if it's a chore, y'all, I got it. If it's a chore, I'll do it. But it wasn't a chore. It was to pick a captain for the next game. And he was like, so he's like, okay, I still do it if y'all trust me enough to do it. So most people were like, yeah, TJ, you do. He was like, if y'all trust me, he's like, everybody, if y'all trust me enough to do this, I will be the captain for the team. I will do it. Let's do it. And so pretty much everybody was like, yeah, TJ, yeah, you got it. And so TJ was chosen as the captain. But after the fact, after he was picked as captain, a couple of people decided that they didn't have a say in the matter. They felt like they didn't have a say in the matter. And I'm like, yeah, you did. You could have spoken up and been like, actually, I think I could be the captain, or so-and-so should be the captain. Like, if you had another person in mind, you should have just said it. But you didn't, and you didn't say anything. And they were like, oh, player 286 said he was taking a nap. And when he woke up from his nap, they unanimously picked TJ as the captain. I'm like, well, if you snooze, you lose, my guy. Like, if you didn't want him to be the captain, you should have woke up and said you wanted to be the captain. But we also had 287, which is and 19, and which is Amanda, and 209, I think it's Dave or Don, something like that. One of the Gambu gang members that two, yeah. They were all kind of like, I don't know, I ain't want him to be captain. Mine was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. He says he has a pure heart, but I don't believe it. I don't believe he has a pure heart at all. Remember this statement, what I'm saying right now. Remember this statement in just a few minutes. My 287 says TJ 182 does not have a pure heart. And she don't trust him. And Chad 286 was like, yep, I don't either. I don't trust him. I don't think so. I don't think he do. I don't trust him. And so they don't trust TJ as a leader. But nobody said nothing beforehand. So here we have that. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But after that, we get a form of a women's alliance starting to form because the women realize there's only 9 of us here. And if there's only 9 of us here, we need to stick together because it's 9 of us. And so they calling all the women over to one section, like, hey, come over here, women's group, woohoo, let's have a girls' time, let's kiki, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. They start up. Then we hear after the game is going to start because they tell TJ to come up. And because he was chosen as the captain. And the game is basically like the person who's chosen captain, they are safe and they will go into the next round automatically. And they have to pick someone who they are going to take with them. So basically, it's like a safety chain. And yeah, the safety chain is about to begin. And that's what it is. So TJ had first choice. And he chooses to take player 287. Who just said, I don't trust him. He doesn't have a pure heart. Mm-hmm. And now she's crying like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh. And you just said you don't trust him. He don't have a pure heart. But now he told you he had your back. And now he's shown you he had your back. And now you're like, oh my goodness. Girl. So yeah, I'm like, okay, girl. You it's fine. But then she has to pick. Now she just made this whole all female alliance, and they are like, this is the time. We need to get all of us there. But mine's like, I know what I said, but I did. But my guy, the person who I've been closest to, is Chad. So I'm back and forth. And she was like, okay, she's gonna do what's best for me. And she picks 286, which is Chad. And Chad comes up. He's like, yeah. And then he ends up picking 254. And then 254 ends up picking player 77. And she was like, all right, let's make the moves that we said we were going to do. We're going to keep the girls safe in this. We're going to keep the women safe in this. And so let's do it. So 77, she picks 18B. 18, who was B. And then B picks 19, who was Amanda. And then Amanda picks 393, who is Jess. Jesse or Jess? He's Jess. And then Jess is at an impasse here because she's like, yes, we made this all female alliance. We want to do this. But my closest ally in here is Phil. Phil is somebody who I felt like I could trust this whole time. What do I do? And that is where they leave us on the cliffhanger to go into episode 7. And episode 7 is the continuation. So she's going back and forth, just going back and forth. And she eventually ends up landing on Phil. Phil, she was like, but please pick a girl, please pick a girl. And he's like, please pick a girl, please pick a girl. And he picks a girl. He picks 278, which is Ashley. But Ashley picks Sam because Sam is her guy. She's like, Sam is my guy. Number 16. And number 16 picks number 23. Number 23 picks number 51. The girl things continue. 51 picks 221. Another girl. 221 picks 355. 355 picks. So all the girls, by the way, gets in. So 355 picks 429. 429 picks 418. 418 picks 301. 301 picks 269. 269 picks 301. So pretty much, as they said at the end, the girls, the gays, and the days stick together, and they pick their group, and we lose some people who we've seen a lot of, then a couple of people we've seen just a little bit of, but one of the bigger people that we saw a lot of was Dan, who was 204 from the Gangbu gang. He is now eliminated. We lose 222, 178, 158, 002, 120, 149, and one more other I forgot, I missed. But we lose 11 people, like they said, and safety chain is now over. We go down from 31 to 20, where the cash prize is now $4.36 million. Mm-hmm. So then, not really a whole lot happened. A lot of conversations, talks over. Everybody's like, "Wow, we are down to the last few people. It's getting real." We noticed a couple of people still grouping up with the people that they've been talking to this whole time, clicking up and grouping up, and it's a thing. It's good. So the next day happens, and they're told us another game happening. So please go down to the game room. I mean, to the to the game room for the next game. And they get down in the room and they see a box covered up, and they're like, "What is this? What is happening right now?" And they go through all of that, rigmarole of, what is it? I'm nervous, I'm scared. So they take the box off, and we see it is a claw machine with teddy bears in the claw machine. And so everybody's going to step up and go take their turn at the claw machine, grab a bear, and it will represent an order. It has a number on it. It'll represent the order you will go in this next game. And they tell them the game is the glass bridge. So everybody's like, oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. So they start going and picking their numbers from the claw machines. So I don't have everybody's number of who picked what, but I do know what number they picked and who they gave it to. So that's what I'll go by. So the first number was number 4. and that was given to 77. I have that one. That was mine. Mine went first. She picked 4, and she gave it to 77. And then Ashley went and she picked 6, and she gave it to 31. Now that's all the numbers of the people who I had that went, and then it was going too fast, and I couldn't keep up with all the notes. And I was babysitting my nephew, so it was a lot. The next number was 8, and that was given to 418. And then 1, the number 1 was given to 182, which was TJ. Number 3 was given to 301 Trey. Number 9 was given to 438. Number 5 was given to 278. Number 12 was given to 051. Number 18 was given to 355. Number 7 was given to 393. Number 20, who was picked by TJ, 187, who just got the number 1 spot, 182 rather, who just got the number 1 spot, he picks 20. And who does he give it to? My number 287, who couldn't stand him and said he doesn't have a pure heart. For the second time in 2 days, the man she said did not have a pure heart had her back twice. Because you are now last, and all you have to do is follow everybody. You are guaranteed a spot into the next round. Pure heart. He doesn't have it. Ooh-wee. Okay. The number 2 spot was given to player 221. The 13th spot was given to player 223. Player 10, the number 10 spot was given to player 457. The 15th spot was given to 269. 14 was 254. 17 was 16. 16 was 18. 19 went to 19. And 11 went to 286. And so they go out on this bridge. And they are told that they would go from each side, one to each side or whatever, try to pick the one that the glass does not fall. And so right off the bat, they're like, hey, if we all just pick our side, like we all have one shot, everybody has one time to go. Everybody has one time to go. And everybody will take a 50-50 shot. Like, we'll all take a turn and we'll pass up the next person and go, and then everybody can just follow, and we'll just keep going. That way, everybody will have a 50-50 shot. And some people are like, oh, they were like, no, if we could do this, everybody should do it. So everybody pretty much is agreeing, with some people not really agreeing. And I'm gonna be honest, I would not be agreeing with that, because I don't know if I want to do that, but I understand why people want to do that. It makes sense. It makes sense to do that. It's just like, but it makes sense to do that. So TJ, of course, is first, player 182. He's first. He's like, I just got to pick. He's like, I'm feeling a little hopeful because with what everybody is saying that we'll do, I'll just take my first jump and we'll make it happen. And all I gotta do is pick the right one. All I gotta do is pick the right one. And he jumps, lands on the glass, falls through. First person eliminated. Right off the bat. Player 182 is eliminated. And so we keep going. And 221, I think that got the second spot. Yeah, 221 goes. After it takes its jump. Boom, gone. 221 done. So then Trey goes. He makes his spot. He's like, okay, he's gone. He's there. He makes it. He stays. So then it was Ashley's turn. Yeah. No. 77. It was her turn. So 77 goes. She's like, okay, Trey, I'm going to jump in front of you. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take my shot. And she's like, okay. And she jumps. She's gone. 77 is eliminated. So now it's supposed to be Ashley's turn to go in front of Trey and take it. But Ashley looking like she takes her steps that that they took, that they know was that is safe, and she's looking at Trey like, "You go," and he like, "You're supposed to go. It's supposed to be you," and she was like, "Oh." Now he could fight her a little bit longer on it, but he's kind of like, she don't look like she gonna move. She don't look like she's gonna move at all. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I should take this jump, but she don't look like she moving. So Trey's looking back. He's looking back to see if Ashley's going to move. He is looking because we just saw Marina fall, number 77. She falls, and so everybody's like, "Oh no, oh no." So he's looking to see if she's going to jump ahead of him. Ashley is like, "I don't remember agreeing to this. I don't remember agreeing to this. Everybody else agreed to it. I didn't agree to it. And like, why would I take this risk of jumping ahead when we just saw what happened to Marina for jumping ahead? And I don't know if this risk is worth the risk of me taking it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know." And so she's standing there, she's looking around, and Trey is looking back at her, and she's like, And so he's like, "I don't want the time is ticking. I don't want everybody to get eliminated because one person, we're standing here and nobody's moving. I'm, you know what?" And they're like, "Trey, what do you want to do?" He's like, and then he leaps, and that's what we get left into the next episode. So, episode 7. Yeah, the next episode. So we come back and we see Trey has leaped, and he jumped into episode 8. She leaped and jumped and landed, and he falls. Trey is eliminated, and everybody's like, "Oh no! Oh my gosh, no! Not Trey!" Because before Trey jumped, he was like, "Does anybody believe I deserve the number 3 spot?" And they're like, "No, no, Trey, not at all. You didn't deserve it at all. No." Even the person who gave it to him was like, "No, it's just, oh no." But deserved it not. He was trying to get Ashley to like, "No, you didn't deserve it, so I'm going to take this leap ahead of you." Ashley was like, "I didn't come here to play for you, Trey. I came here to play for myself," which I'm like, good, sure. People are mad and they're giving hate to Ashley because they're like, "Oh, she's so selfish. That is the most selfish gameplay move I've ever seen in my life." And sure, it could be considered selfish, but also just like a lot of y'all aren't chastising 65 for doing what he did in the Marbles game, being selfish. Why are we mad at Ashley for being selfish? Because she got out Trey? Because Trey jumped and picked the wrong one? But we're not mad at 65 for doing what he did to 399? Questions. Wonder why we're not as upset about that we are about this. Because Ashley's been getting really ridiculous social media stuff. Y'all really need to get a life. If you're this mad at somebody playing a game against somebody, you don't even know this man. It's not like he was giving you some of the money. Now, if he was giving you some of the money, maybe I can understand you being a little upset with her. But if you were not promised any money, you don't even know him, yeah, you might want to get your priorities in check if you're sending death mail, death hate, and foolishness to people's DMs. Get a life. You really need to get a life. Your brain is a little messed up if you think that's okay. But we move. So after that, the line starts moving. People are taking over, taking us that Ashley did take her jump. And she got it right. She kept her leap and she moved. We start seeing other people go. So we end up losing. So I'm just going to go about who we lost. We end up losing player 398, player 23, player 254, and player 269. Now, for me, 269 was the hardest one to see him go because he was the last person and went through the last spot before jumping off that bridge, and he picked the wrong side. And therefore, he got eliminated. I was heartbroken for him because you were so close, and all you had to do was pick the right box, and you didn't, and you're eliminated. So, end up losing all of those people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in that game, which brought the total down to 12 people left, and the cash prize was $4.4 million. So they're almost there. They're almost there. And so we get to the next day. Well, we get back in the dorms, and Maya's like, I don't like Ashley for what she did to Trey. I don't trust her. She's not a team player. Because we saw Maya breaking down because she picked James 269, which one to pick, and he listened to her and picked the box, and he failed. So she was crying like, oh my god, no. But she gets back in the dorm and she's like, I don't like Ashley 278. What she did was selfish, and she's not a team player, and we're supposed to be we're supposed to be working together. We were supposed to be working together on that bridge, and she didn't do it, and therefore I want her gone next, and I'm gonna do what I can to get her out next because I don't think she's a team player. And so it's like, if I get an opportunity to, I'm gonna try to take her out. That's what I'm gonna do. We see people, like, so we get down to 12 people, and they remove a lot of the beds out of the dorm. So everybody's coming back freaked out because a lot of the beds have been removed, and so now it's just these few beds, and people are still clicking up and moving around with their people. And Ashley is like, I see this. I don't really have anybody, but it is what it is. I'm just annoyed because I see the clicks happening and I don't have a click, and it's ugh. But everybody's still, just trying to. They're getting with their people. They're talking with their people, trying to strategize, trying to figure out how they're going to do and what they're going to do, what the next game could be. Yeah. But we don't have to wait long because the next game is coming in. So we see the guards come in with the rope. And at first I was like, this cannot be tug of war this late in the game, right? Because they said the next game was going to be head to head. That's what they got. It's going to be head to head. So I was like, what in the world? And so they come out with the rope and they put it down on the floor and they make a triangle with the rope. And then they put the dice in the middle. So they let them know that the next game is going to be dice game. And you have to, they picked the person to go first, and it was going to be my pick. She volunteered, and she would go. So they were like, okay, so what we should do is, the plan is that everybody has to make it fair, and because of course they want to make this fair. Everybody nominates themselves, because if you roll a 6, whoever you nominate goes. If you roll anything else, or 4, what is it, a 4? Look, you nominate somebody, and if you roll a 6, your nomination goes. If you roll anything else, they're safe. So everybody was like, so what if we just all nominate ourselves, and if we roll a 6, let's just go. But if we don't, it continues or whatever, and everybody give their own shot to do that. And they're like, yeah, we can do that. We can make it work. We can do that. But Maya's going first. And Maya's like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Maya says she don't want to do that. So Maya says, I am not nominating myself. I'm going to nominate player 278. And Ashley's like, wow. Wow. Okay. So she's like, all right. And so Maya rose. She doesn't hit a 6. So nobody's gone. She's safe. So everybody else from that point nominates themselves up until everybody, pretty much nominates themselves up until it gets to Ashley. Ashley's like, well, I'm not nominating myself twice. It doesn't seem fair for me to have to nominate myself twice when somebody has already nominated me. So I'm gonna nominate mine. And she rose. She got a 5. Very close to getting her out, but did not. This game it's good tickets to go. People go. I'm just gonna tell y'all who got eliminated. Eliminated was B, number 18. She nominated herself, and she rolled a 6, and she actually called that she probably was gonna roll a 6. She said, I'm very good at rolling 6. I always roll 6, so I'm probably gonna roll a 6. But in fairness, I'm gonna nominate myself, and she rolled a 6. So B was the first one eliminated. The second one was eliminated was player 31, who everybody seemed to love. And then the last person to roll and get eliminated was player 286, which was Chad, which was Maya's homeboy. And she broke down, was like, oh, thank you, Chad. No. She's crying. And very sad to see Chad go. And Chad is like, well, I mean, it is what it is. It's like, I'm going against my better judgment here because I don't like to nominate myself, but I'm going to do it because that's what we said we were going to do. And so he nominates himself, and Ashley is kind of like, well, I guess karma came back to get you. It couldn't come back and bite you directly, so it took away your bestie in this game. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess, And that was it. That's how we left episode 8. And so episode 9 starts off where the next day, and people are still thinking about this dice game, reeling about what just happened. Amanda's very sad that B is gone because her and B have been together this whole entire time. And Chad Maya's upset that Chad is gone. She's a little still sad, but she knows she has to do damage control, and that's what that was her mission for today. And she was going to do damage control because she made this whole thing and made a whole deal with Ashley, and now she needs to try to figure out how she can smooth things over. And so she starts with Ashley's closest ally, which is Sam, number 16 in the game. And he is like somebody who we didn't get a lot of storyline before. We didn't get a whole lot of storyline on Sam before this until now. We're starting to get more, and we find out his backstory, which is great. Having a whole life growing up hard, trying to hide who he was because he was a gay man, and he was trying to hide his life, and then he decided not to do that anymore, and lost his family, but gained a new family who he loves and appreciates, and they appreciate him. So he's very happy in his life now, and I'm very happy for him. And yeah, my suspicions are, I'll tell you my suspicions at the end of this game. I hope, if they are true, I'll take my suspicions at the end of the end of this. But so she's talking to Sam because Sam is close to Ashley, and she wants to try to smooth things over and like explain herself why she made the move that she did. And Ashley and Sam was kind of like, I mean, Ashley is my closest friend, and I understand it was a move that you felt you needed to make, but it's still kind of to me. And she's like, yeah, I know, and I'm sorry. I just didn't feel like she was a team player. She went into her whole story about how she was in the Navy and how she was like camaraderie is always something she values. And she felt like on the bridge, Ashley did not show team spirit and that she didn't like it. And so she was going to try to get her out because of it. It didn't work, and she was like, I just don't know if she would be open to talking to me. He was like, yeah, she'll be very open to talk to you. Just go talk to her. She's like, oh, okay. I guess I just want to, he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. It's whatever. And she's like, yeah, I just didn't want to know. I just wanted to make sure that we're okay. He was like, yeah, we're cool. So then she goes to pull Ashley aside and she wants to talk to Ashley. And she's like, Ashley, before you say anything, I just want you to know I'm sorry that I went that way, but I felt that you weren't being a team player on the bridge when we all made an agreement. And Ashley's like, well, I did my part. I did take my jump, and I did. I mean, I didn't take my jump before Dre, but she didn't take it before Dre. But I did take my jump, and once I took my jump, I was like, okay, everybody, we can go on past if that's what we go do. And she said, but I took my 50-50 shot. Now, sure, she did. She did. She actually did. But she was supposed to take it according to their plan before, like Trey shouldn't have taken another one. But we hear that Trey he made that decision on his own. Like he could have fought for Ashley to take the thing and then had a little showdown on the bridge and see if he could have convinced her to do it. But he chose, you know what, I don't want to fight. I would rather not, and just go. And he risked it and he lost. It happens. But we do get the Ashley's like, I took mine. I did what I said I was gonna do. I don't know why you're mad at me. And Maya's like, well, or May or Mai, I don't know. It's like, well, maybe it's some, misunderstanding what we didn't see right or whatever, but I just didn't think you were a team player, so I made that move. I apologize. I don't have any ill will towards you, just trying to smooth it over. And she was like, you could have came and talked. Ashley could have came and talked to me. She said, I could have come and talked to you, but I didn't, and that's on me. She's like, so it is what it is. They both was kind of like, it is what it is. We agree, and we move. We move. Um, but really, it was just talk here and there. But then they're told to line up and go to the game room. It's time for a game, and they walk to a room, and there's tables and a table and a desk, and they were all to pick a desk to sit in. And the game was called Circle of Trust. And the object of the Circle of Trust is 6 people were going to be eliminated from this game where you were blindfolded and one of the guards eventually they will pick your number. If your number gets pulled, they'll tap you on the shoulder. You are to take the blindfold off, grab the gift box from the middle of the middle of the room, and put it on the desk of the person you want to eliminate. And then that person will be up for elimination. The only way they can stay is if they pick the right person who gave them the box. So it's like, if you pick the person who gave you the box, you can stay, and that person will be eliminated. But if you pick the wrong person, you are eliminated. So seems simple, stressful, intense, very much. But knowing 6 people were going to get eliminated, it was very tense. And so the first person's number to get picked is Mai 287. And she puts her box on player 418's desk. And he picks wrong. Roland is his name. And he picks player 51 to be the person who he thought put the box on his table. He picks wrong. Player 418 is eliminated. So the next person to go is 355 Haley. We hadn't seen a whole lot of her up until these last couple of episodes, so we get to know a little bit about her, which is great. Sure. She puts her box on number 18, Amanda's desk. Amanda does not guess correctly, and Amanda is eliminated. The next person is who gets the box, who gets put 429, gets the box put on their desk. No, the next person to go is 429. Yeah, the person goes is 429. And 429 puts their box on my 287's desk, and my guesses correctly, and 429 is eliminated. And then the next person to go is 51, Rose. She puts her box on 451, Phil's desk, and Phil guesses correctly, eliminating Rose. And then the next person to go is Ashley, 278, and she puts her box on Phil, 451, and he guesses correctly, and 278. Ashley is eliminated. And then 355. No, then 451 goes and puts the box on 355, Haley's table, and she guesses incorrectly. She guesses 287 Mai, and she goes home. She is the last one to be eliminated. So our final three of the Squid Games, the challenge is Mai 287, Phil 451, and Sam 016. Sam did not go this entire time, which is like, wow, wild, crazy. But so those are our final three. And something interesting happened that I was like, interesting why she didn't, but we went back to the dorms with those three, and the three is only 3 beds left in the whole dorm, and it's 3, and the pot is at 4.53 million. And they're asking who put the boxes on what, and Mai lied. She didn't. They asked who put the box on Roland's desk. She's like, "Did you do that?" She was like, "No, I put it on Amanda's desk." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Why are we lying now?" But I guess she has her reasons. She has her reasons why she wanted to lie. But that's on mine. It's on mine. But that's how we pretty much leave it. It was like the finale will be coming out later on today as of recording. I'm recording on December the 5th. So it'll be coming out probably midnight tonight. So that's it. I've discussed all the episodes from 6 through 9 of Squid Games in less than an hour. Go me. Very excited. I'm excited about the finale. I will probably be back very soon to talk about this finale that's dropping today. Probably won't wait till next week to do that because it's just one episode and I can get that done. And we can get that done here at the Cup. So we're going to drop that out as soon as possible. But I appreciate you spending your time with me as I talk about Squid Games, the challenge. We will be back soon to do this finale. I appreciate if you just hit the follow, the share, the notifications, the subscribe, just that you support us because we appreciate all of the support that you give. I enjoy kikiing and talking with you guys. Leave your comments below on what you thought about all these episodes. Who you liked, who you didn't like, if you think people are selfish, if they're not selfish, if they're just game players. Let me know. Hit me up. Also, follow me on Twitter. My Link is down there. Follow all the Cup on all of our social media outlets at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok because we have some funny moments and we put them online so for you to enjoy. So please hit all of our social medias up. Follow all of us over all those social media platforms. Um, you can follow me. Also, get your cup merch. Get cup, not limited to the cup mug, but you could get the cup mug if that's what you want. But get all of your cup merch at lanagscreations.etsy.com. The description will be in the link will be in the description below. Yep, that's what I meant. That's what I said. And that's it. We'll see you all next time. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Bye for now. Have a good night.